So it's been a day for Astros fans with Carlos Correa signing with the Minnesota Twins, and I just wanted to say a few things of my thoughts. Obviously, I've got my Astros hat on. I'm an Astros fan. I'm a Carlos Correa fan. He was my favorite player on the Astros, has been pretty much since he came up, and that's with a lot of competition with Altuve, Springer, and Bregman, and all those guys, Gurriel. But I just wanted to just kind of walk through my thoughts on his signing with the Twins. First of all, let's just thank Carlos Correa for his 7 years with the Astros, perhaps the best 7 years in franchise history. You know, we're talking what 6 playoff appearances, 5 League Championship Series appearances, 4 division championships, 3 American League titles, and a World Series title. And he was in the middle of all of it. There's some to be said that even in 2015, had we got past the Royals, we might have even won a title that year. So full credit. He's been nothing but ingraining himself to the Astros, to the city. He's done nothing but contribute positively to the clubhouse, to the team. His vibe was always positive. He defended Houston when it needed to be defended. He put his heart out for the team. So here we are. He moved on to the Twins. If you look, Carlos Correa needs to do what's best for himself, and he had in his mind what the financial package that he thinks he's worth. And the long-term deal that he put out early, going into the off season, clearly, or even going into the last full season, clearly wasn't something any team was willing to pay for him. That's fine. You can ask. It's like asking for a house to be bought. I'm going to ask for this. If I don't get any bites, I'm going to do something else. So he ended up with a deal that he thought was best for him. The 3-year deal. He's one of the top 4 players in Major League Baseball, a top infielder, compensated infielder. Great for him. Great that he was able to get to that level that he thinks he deserves, and he deserves. And he's got some opt-out clauses, and that was probably part of the reason he signed this. A lot of then the thought turns to, well, let's just blame the Astros management for not signing him. The Astros management has an obligation really to do what's best for the team, and they thought a certain financial package for Correa would be the one that would be able to set the franchise up for success while compensating him fairly. And it did not overlap with what Carlos thought he could get, and he clearly chose a different team. And some people question why this team, why that climate. That doesn't matter. It's not like he made this decision rationally. He thought through all the perturbations. Do I want to be on a winning franchise, a franchise that's been in 5 straight ALCSs? Do I want to be with my teammates that I've been with for several years? Do I want a compensation package that's going to set me up for success, set me, my family, extended family up for success, and perhaps launch from there? And you can't blame him for whatever decision. It's not like he just said, well, this, that, and the other. And you can't blame the Astros management for sticking to their guns and saying, this is what we think we can do within our framework to compete, not just this year, not next year, but for the next 5, 6, 7 years. And if you go the pendulum swings too far and you say, oh, well, you just have to sign him just a little bit more, just give in to what he thinks he's worth, just to get him here this year, that can really set you up for some challenges down the line. So it's a game, it's a business, it's both. Carlos did absolutely what he should have done. He gave the Astros every chance to sign him. It looked like earlier this week the Astros were in position for maybe a deal like this for a year or two to get back with the franchise. Maybe you reshuffle next year without a lockout year. It didn't work out. But let's not just throw the management under the bus and say, well, why didn't they just throw in all the money that they could to get him? It's a matter of, if he's the 4th best compensated baseball, is he a top 4 baseball player? I don't think we can argue that he's not one of those. As an Astros franchise, as a management, do you sit there and say, well, for what he's worth to the clubhouse, let's overpay. Let's just do what we have to do to get him. That's what fans clearly wanted. That's what some of the local media wants. Just, you have to get him in the clubhouse. How can you possibly have an Astros team with Bregman, Altuve, without Correa in that clubhouse? and the management said that that's not what we're looking to do. That at that price point, at that top five player, that top five compensated player for the league does not make sense for our long-term goals, particularly when you look in terms of the opt-out clauses and other things. I would have loved to seen Correa come back. I mean, I was, hoping every day, like every Astros fan, that there'd be some way that he could come back within the financial parameters, but it just wasn't meant to be. And so where do we go from here? I cannot wait to watch Carlos Correa play in Minnesota. I hope he does well. He's done so much for this franchise. I'm such a fan of his. I hope he does well. I hope he wins 5 straight Gold Gloves. I hope he's in the MVP conversation. I can't wait to see him at the All-Star game, maybe at shortstop with Altuve at second. All those type of things. I wish him nothing but the best of luck. If he wants to opt out after this year, next year, opt out. I don't see the Astros playing that card. If anything, if he's opting out, he's really looking for that longer term deal the Astros aren't willing to do. So this is just one of the challenges of baseball, that you end up with a situation where you have somebody that did so much for you that you want to bring them back, but it just didn't work out. And it's not. Today was not a good day for Astros fans, to say the least. Perhaps it was an okay day for the Astros, because they'll move on. They'll have some financial flexibility to move in players going forward, perhaps extend current players, whatever that a deal with Correa might have hamstrung. But that's just my thoughts on the deal. Everybody, Correa has the right. He's earned the right after all those years and the way the collective bargaining agreement is set up to find the deal he wants. And the Astros could have made moves to putting him in. It might have been a good idea. It might not have, but it is what it is. And here we are. If you go to 2022, again, looking for our next American League Championship Series. If you think about it, our winning percentage in the AL playoffs last year was about 700, and that was without Verlander and with Bregman with a bum hands. Certainly without Correa. We're not going to be as stout in several areas going into this year and this postseason, but we'll pick up in other areas, and there's no telling how the deals may go this year, how the team may play. If we don't play well, we won't make the playoffs. If we play well, I certainly think we'll be in a position to make a postseason run like we have been. So that's my thoughts on Correa. I thought I would just put him on a recording instead of trying to tweet storm. That is it. I hope Astros fans, there's a lot to look forward to, and I wish Carlos Correa the best.